There's numerous other reasons why I'm so thrilled that I am able to have the opportunity to raise my child in Germany, but toys are definitely an added perk. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Jenna. I'm an international living here in Germany and I've been documenting my journey from start until now over on lifeindusseldorf.com. I've also created a welcome program for everybody who's thinking about moving to Germany or who is on their way to moving to Germany over at lifeingermany.com, and this is just an addition to the program and to the website to share my experiences here in Germany. And today's going to be a little bit different because we are stuck here in quarantine, my family and I, as we were in contact with somebody who was COVID positive. So we're spending the next 14 days indoors, and then I figured if I'm with my son, he's probably gonna barge in at one point in this video. We might as well go through some of the awesome and amazing toys that you can find in Germany and that are made in Germany. So you ready to get started? He's on his way in.
Mama?
Yeah?
Orange.
Oh, that's a lemon.
No.
This is Mommy's microphone. Do you want to wear it?
Like.
Okay.
Hold it.
Okay. Throw it away.
Like.
So I'm actually on a 2-week pause from work because, as you can see, we live in a small apartment, so there's very, very little space. So I've actually just jumped on over to my little YouTube studio here, which is actually in my bedroom, to try to be able to explain a little bit about the toys here in Germany, what makes them unique, and why I wish I had these toys when I was a kid, and why I'm so thankful to be raising my kid here in Germany. Of course, there's numerous other reasons why I'm so thrilled that I am able to have the opportunity to raise my child in Germany, but toys are definitely an added perk. So I actually didn't come up with this idea. My mom told me when she was over here in Germany, Jenna, the toys here are fantastic. They are so cool. I didn't think anything of it because I didn't think back to the toys that I had when I was a kid and what they were like and the quality and the comparisons. But she mentioned so many off the top of her head within 5 minutes that I thought, okay, you know what? You're right. This is pretty interesting. And then yesterday I was on a video call with my brother, who's also living in Canada, and he mentioned, is your son pushing around a shopping cart that's made out of wood? How much did that cost? And then that got me thinking, because it doesn't cost that much money and you can get wood products here for kids so easily and so affordably. And when I'm often looking to buy something for my nephews back in Canada for Christmas or for their birthday, I find that there's not as much option in terms of getting wooden toys that will last a lot longer. And if you do find these options, then they can be pretty pricey. So we're definitely lucky here in Germany, and there are a number of brands that have actually been made in Germany or are very, very well recognized here in Germany that I thought would be worth mentioning and might be kind of interesting for you guys. Whether or not you have kids, this is something that might bring back memories of your childhood. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Pookie Bike. And Pookie is a German-made bicycle brand here that pretty much every single kid around the city, at least in Düsseldorf, are riding around town. It's not to say that German kids ride their bike more often. However, I just find it really interesting that they all mostly use this one brand, which is Pookie. It's a really good quality, well-built brand, and it can be quite pricey in my opinion, but you can get it secondhand so often. We actually have a huge collection of them here for our son, and every single one of them was purchased on the flea market, so we've managed to save a ton of money while still having a really cool, really well-built bike. While we're on the topic of bikes, this isn't a toy necessarily to say, but it's an extension of a bike that you can get here in Germany, and that's called the Baboo Big. There's also other different brands, but I find here in Düsseldorf there's actually a lot more Baboo Bigs around the area, and the city is actually offering a discount for people who are willing to purchase these bicycles so that they can plop their kids in there rather than having to drive around the city. Baboo Big is basically a brand of cargo bike that have these beautiful massive wooden boxes at the front that can fit sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4 kids in them, and sometimes they can also be electric bikes. If you live in Germany and you have not heard of the Bobby car before, clearly you have not been around many kids, because Bobby car is also a brand that kids associate with every single little plastic plastic car that you can run around with. And so my son actually has one that's from Pookie, but he calls it a bobby car just simply because the brand is so prominent that now they all think bobby car is a little red plastic car that they can hop on and push themselves around the house in or outside in. Then you've actually got the Tony box, and the Tony box is something that is beloved, especially here in Düsseldorf, and that is a tiny little audio box that costs quite a bit of money. It usually retails for about 70, 80, 90 euros, depending on where you're purchasing it from. But they come with little figurines that you can buy in addition, which have added songs to them or different stories. And there's also figurines where you can actually go on the app and add your own songs or your own stories or your own audio note perhaps. And this has been so popular among children here. We bought my son one for his first birthday and he absolutely loves it. You can also stick little headphones in there so he can hold his little box and run around the house in silence while singing to songs that we don't necessarily need to hear. Tony Box was also invented in Germany. I believe the founders are actually from Düsseldorf, correct me if I'm wrong, or somewhere around Düsseldorf. Of course, I could never forget the beloved Steifbär. I'm sure many of you have already heard of Steif before. It is a well-known brand around the world, but they are created here in Germany. They all have their own little name. This one's called Lotte. It's quite a tradition for a child when they're born to get a little Steif animal. People in Germany say that they last a really long time. I know my mom, even in Canada, has her Steifbärs from way back when she was born. So I think it's a nice tradition to have for your newborn baby, and it's a nice gift that will last long. You'll know it's a Steif when you see the little button in the ear here. They all have this little yellow tag that says handmade by Steif. So there's Steif and there's Schleich, and my husband actually didn't know what Schleich was, and I knew what this was before I even had a child, because when you go around any of the department stores here in Germany, they have like tables of these tiny little figurines that are different animals or dragons or dinosaurs. Basically, they are exactly what you think they are. They're just figurines here, like rubber, plastic figurines. But they are very, very expensive. I don't know why kids love them so much, but I can definitely guarantee you that they're good quality. I mean, they will last pretty much forever. He's done everything he possibly can to break this one. We actually got this one from a McDonald's toy. I thought it was amazing. They were giving away Schleich toys in their McDonald's Happy Meal boxes. So we definitely jumped on the opportunity and got him a little dinosaur from one of the Happy Meals. Some other cool things that you might notice here in Germany that are more common here than in other countries is the natural parks they have here. A lot of their playgrounds here in Germany are made with natural materials, which my mom found absolutely fascinating, because when we were younger, when we were kids, we had wooden made playgrounds at our school. But I think around the time when I was about in grade 1, they came out with this law that school playgrounds in Ontario were no longer allowed to be made out of wood for safety hazards, whether that's getting a splinter or I don't know, but it was really sad. We ended up coming out with these little Tykes plastic playgrounds that back in the days I thought were a lot of fun. I was sad to see that our old wooden playground was going to be torn down. But now, as a mother and being able to go to the park here, and when I went to the park with my mom, it was really interesting to see her just blown away by all of these amazing natural creations that they've been able to make out of wood and different natural resources, so that the kids can have fun. It's also a lot more sustainable, and you can get a lot more creative with what you can build. So here you'll find little wooden trains that the kids can all hop on, or little wooden climbing parks, and what have you. There is so much amazing creation here at the playgrounds that has been made from wood and different natural products. And when we're talking about the playground, this is something that every single German mother swears by, and we have something similar in Canada, which I guess you would call the version of splash pants that a child would wear out when it's raining so that they can splash in the puddles. But here in Germany, you see these children running around in these splash pants basically every day in the fall and the winter. Some of them are fleece lined, some of them are not. These ones I can show you are fleece lined. So these are a bit better for the winter. But these are called Matschhosen. So basically it's a full body, it's got the straps on the top here that you can put over your child's shoulders, and the straps on the bottom to put over their boots. And these are called Matschhosen, and I kid you not, we have them in 4 different colors, because here in Germany kids wear them every single day they go outside. So it just makes life and laundry so much easier, and this is something that I fell in love with when I first learned about it after I had my kid. And when you're outside and you don't see a little child on one of the Pookie bikes or a bike in general where they're running down the street as fast as they can, they go so fast here in Germany, by the way. I think it's so funny. But you will see children riding scooters. You might actually also see their parents riding scooters, which I think is so cool. Scooters is just something that's really, really popular here. And I mean the ones that you're like, you put your hands on the handle and you're just like scooting with your foot. You will walk past schools and notice that the entire playground, while everybody's inside learning, is filled with their scooters that they rode to school with. Bikes aren't as popular here. Scooters are definitely the thing. I know it's different in Canada because most people either get driven to school by their parents or they take the school bus. So it's a little bit different here because a lot of them are coming by foot. But I still don't think if we were doing that in Canada, they would all come by scooters. I think we'd probably come by bikes. But I just thought it was so cute that sometimes you'll see the whole family scooting by on their little scooters. I just think it's fantastic. Another cute and quirky thing I find here in Germany for children is these two different TV series, books, whatever you call it. They have figurines. You'll find them absolutely everywhere, and that is the Zandman and the Maulwurf. And the Zandman is basically this mythical creature here in Eastern and Western Europe that puts children and people to sleep, to dream wonderful little dreams by sprinkling this magical sand in their eyes before they go to sleep. And now they have very sweet children's stories about the Zandman. And Der kleine Maulwurf actually isn't German, it's Czech. But a lot of kids here in Germany watch Der kleine Maulwurf on Sunday mornings, and it is just this cute little mole that runs around doing different things that my son finds absolutely fascinating. And it is just a cute little cartoon series for children, which is very, very popular here in Germany. I'm sure some of these child highlights here in Germany might be new to you. Some of them you might have heard before. I just thought it might be a little bit interesting for you guys to hear more about what I find and what my mother found really interesting in regards to the life of a child here in Germany. So that's it from me. This channel is not particularly about children and German toys and what have you, but because I have a son of my own who was born here in Germany, a lot of my expat related topics might revolve children in some way, shape, or form. So I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. I can definitely make some more. So if you like this video and if you've liked any of my other videos before, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell notification for more upcoming videos. That is all for me today. Vielen lieben Dank und bis später.